Administration has said for several months that they don't need congressional authority to engage in military strikes against alleged drug smugglers. They have cited the president's constitutional authority as commander-in-chief of the U.S. Army and Navy under Article 2 of the Constitution, whereas many others have cited Article 1 of the Constitution and Congress's inherent responsibility to declare war.
Maduro's government called it an imperialist attack. The FBI says it prevented a planned New Year's Eve terror attack in North Carolina. News Nation's Gabrielle reports.
Authorities say 18-year-old Christian Sturdivant was planning to attack people at a grocery store and fast food chain with knives and hammers. Investigators say he was inspired by ISIS.
He was preparing for jihad, and innocent people were going to die. And we're very, very fortunate they did not.
Sturdivant was arrested New Year's Eve. He's charged with attempting to provide material to support a foreign terrorist organization.
He started reading ISIS material, started going to ISIS websites, making TikTok videos.
The FBI also says he met with an undercover officer whom he thought was an actual ISIS member. New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani has promised to hit the ground running with a wave of plans to bring costs down for New Yorkers. News Nation's Mill Hayes has more.
We're looking at about $10 billion a year for his proposals, and that does sound like a lot, but New York City's annual budget is over $100 billion a year. And New York City's new mayor, Zohran Mamdani, says he was elected as a Democratic Socialist and he will govern like one.
Together, we will tell a new story of our city. This will not be a tale of one city governed only by the 1%, nor will it be a tale of two cities, the rich versus the poor.
The first executive order would revive the mayor's office to protect tenants, and two others would establish task force to accelerate housing development. No one was injured after a car crashed into an appliance store Friday afternoon near Fond du Lac Avenue and Capitol Drive. The Toyota went through the front window of the storefront after swerving to avoid another driver, then ran a red light. A store employee said this was the third time in 3 years that a vehicle has crashed into that building. One woman is being treated for minor injuries. Officials say no one has been arrested. Olympic dreams are on the line this weekend in Milwaukee. The U.S. Olympic team trials for long track speed skating are underway at the Pettit National Ice Center. U.S. speed skating long track press officer Alicia Rumler tells WTMJ.
The best part is watching their efforts pay off, and that moment where they can finally, win the gold, and they put in so much effort, and it's just the best ever to see the looks on their faces and to see them achieve the utmost that a person can achieve.
Races continue through the weekend at the Pettit with Olympic spots on the line for the 2026 Winter Games. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 9:03.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
There are some things in this world that are both free and priceless at the same time, like your grandma's Christmas cookies or a spectacular sunset. When it comes to home buying, AccuNet's rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval is both free, even though it's more work on our part than a slapdash bank pre-approval. And when it comes to making sure your home buying journey doesn't include any chest-clutching surprises and avoidable mistakes, it's also priceless. Sellers and listing agents recognize AccuNet's rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval as the gold standard of our industry. Not just because of our $2,000 guarantee, but because they know we've done our homework and that you're the real deal, especially if you need a bridge loan to buy that next home. You'll also like that our closing costs are typically $1,000 to $3,000 lower than banks and the mortgage folks with the Rocket for exactly the same rate. Get started with your free, yet priceless, rock-solid, guaranteed pre-approval today by clicking on the blue button at accunet.com.
Close your eyes and picture Europe by water, sunlit ports, ancient cities, and effortless elegance. With Viking Cruises and Fox World Travel, the Mediterranean becomes your front porch. No crowds, no casinos, just culture, cuisine, and curated experiences designed for curious travelers. From Italy to Greece, every detail is handled, so all you do is savor the journey. Ready to sail Europe the refined way? Call 866-GO-FOX-GO or visit foxworldtravel.com to book today.
MW Marine. The 6th annual Hales Corners Hometown Boat Show is back at MW Marine starting January 5th. Check out the newest fishing boats from Lund, Vexus, and Ranger, all powered by Mercury Outboards. Grab a gorgeous 2026 model or save big on remaining 2025 Mercury-powered boats with substantial rebates. So get to MW Marine starting January 5th. Free parking and free admission. Don't miss the Hometown Boat Show at MW Marine, MWMarine.com.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. The Packers play the Vikings tomorrow at noon. The Bucks play the Kings tomorrow at 8. The Admirals are taking on the Stars tonight at 7 in Texas. Taking a look at your roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. It's still really clear out there. No major incidents, no major delays.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
Shop Ken Michaels Furniture's January New Year's sale for savings up to 50% off on better quality furniture and mattresses. Showrooms in Greenfield, Brookfield, and downtown Milwaukee.
Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Today, mostly cloudy with a few scattered flurries. A high of 27. Overnight tonight, mostly clear, low of 14. Tomorrow, increasing clouds, high of 30. Monday, partly cloudy and mild, or high of 38. Tuesday, mostly cloudy and mild, high of 42. Wednesday, mostly cloudy, same deal, high of 43. Right now in Madison, it's 16 degrees. In Green Bay, it is 14 degrees. In Waukesha, it is 17 degrees. And in Milwaukee, it is 18 degrees. I'm Elizabeth Linton, and Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 9:07.
The following program, the Fox World Travel Show, is paid for in full by Fox World Travel. The advice and opinions expressed during the Fox World Travel Show are solely that of the hosts and guests of Fox World Travel and not WTMJ or Good Karma brands. Need a vacation? Whether it's the trip of a lifetime or a weekend getaway, we can help. This is the Fox World Travel Show on WTMJ.
Hey, I'm on vacation every single day, every single day.
First show of the year, Rose Gray. How are you?
I'm really well. How are you?
Good.
Other than getting yourself in all kinds of trouble the last 2 hours.
I have no idea what you're referring to.
Oh my gosh! I hope everybody goes back and listens to the podcast. Like
Happy
it was
New
just
Year's
one
on
after
another
the
note.
next.
Happy New Year's, switching gears.
Happy New Year to everybody. And I told you all to be safe when I left here a week ago, and I hope you did that.
We're all here, so that's good news.
Exactly.
That's good news. So tell us, we're starting a new year. Are we still continuing the FWT trend where we're texting each week?
We are. And
Okay.
this week, if you text FWT, you're going to get a very exciting link to a very exciting event that we've got going on. It happens to be in Oshkosh. And you see, I talked to David Nason too long as I was arriving today because
You were talking vacations, though.
Well, he wanted to talk about spring training, and you know darn good and well if somebody wants to talk about spring training, I'm talking about spring training. But anyway, so if you text FWT, that's as in Fox World Travel, to 855-616-1620, you will get a link to our January 21st Viking Cruises travel show in Oshkosh at the waters. Now, some of you are listening going, why in the world would you do a show in Oshkosh? People, that's where our headquarters are, first of all. Second of all, people must realize that although this particular radio show and station is very Wisconsin-centric and even more so Milwaukee-centric, you can really hear this station far, right?
Yes.
That's why they call it the biggest stick in the state. So I know there are people in Oshkosh that are listening, but I also know people stream live to listen to the show as well. So this is happening at The Waters. If you have not yet been to this venue, I think it would be worth your while to drive there because it's an amazing venue, and it's the 21st of January, and it's from 1 to 3 o'clock. And we are going to do an exclusive show where we're going to talk all things Viking cruises. And so that means river cruises and big ship. Well, we should call it small ship ocean cruising. So a new, not that new, I guess, for them, but I feel like you're really, really going to learn a lot if you attend this show. So we are going to ask for RSVPs because space is limited. We do know that our shows do tend to sell out. And so you text FWT, you get a link, you learn, you basically are getting the registration form for the show.
Don't sign up if you're not planning on going. Because you do have to plan for this because there are some light refreshments and there's space capacity issues. And you said sold out, which just means it gets full.
Well, yeah.
'Cause
What's
there's
what's
no
a better
fee involved?
Oh, and now somebody already texted the word "get" because their autocorrect took care of that for them.
If you don't capitalize, it'll often autocorrect to get.
So FWT.
And then you know what you get? No link.
No link. And you go, wait a minute, I thought Rose said I was going to get something back, because you do get something back. Isaac tested it. I tested it. I know it works. But anyway, I will be there. A number of our travel advisors will be there, as will Rebecca, who is our Viking Cruise representative. And these things are very popular, and I strongly recommend that you get that link and sign up now.
FWT to 855-616-1620. The Fox World Travel Show is up and running for a new year. Thank you for tuning in this morning. We'll get you your calls and texts as well at that same number. Thanks for listening to WTMJ.
Planning for 2026 starts now. The best way to start is to reach out with your design ideas, and we'll work on putting together a winning game plan and design set for a 2026 install so you can enjoy hanging out next year on your beautiful new deck. And lock in on discounted pricing before the 2026 price increases. A great way to save money on your next project. Stop by our Outdoor Living Unlimited showroom at 665 Larry Court in Waukesha, or visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Ever wonder what it takes to feel truly wealthy and financially comfortable? Schwab asked Americans that question, and most said at least $2 million. But here's the thing, your number might be different. And that makes sense because your dreams, travel, retirement, and the legacy you want to leave are unique to you. That's why you need advice that's just as personal. The team at Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen and help you build a plan that fits your life. Click the Get Started button at annexwealth.com.
Hey fellas, are you feeling off of your game? If you feel like something is holding you back, connect with the medical professionals at Game Day Men's Health. WTMJ's Greg Matzik here. Game Day Men's Health helps guys regain their youthful edge with hormone replacement, vitamin therapy, personalized weight loss plans, plus EPAT therapy, which I've used for injuries such as plantar fasciitis or tennis elbow. And it's all under the care of experienced medical professionals. A free consultation at their clinic in Brookfield, Shorewood, Germantown, or Delafield. Game Day Men's Health. Get back in the game.
We'll make your ads potent, memorable, and effective. Whether it's radio, TV, billboards, or digital, our understanding of the market and long-standing relationships are unmatched. Anderson Smith represents a substantial amount of advertising billing, which will benefit you in getting much more for your ad dollar. Our compensation model is designed to make it affordable for businesses like yours to use us. And we hold on to our clients because what we do works, and they trust us. Anderson-Smith.com. We help small business advertisers get better results. Too many times was I told, just go out there and sell something. Too many times did an advertiser buy just one package, only to be disappointed. I'll give it a try, they said. You know, I was just doing my job until I realized that job set a lot of people up for advertising failure. So we started Anderson Smith, and since then, we've retained many clients for over a decade and have been a valuable asset to their business because we're helping them rather than just selling them. Anderson-Smith.com. We help small business advertisers get better results.
A buck doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee and Waukesha. Griffin. The buck stops here, but the deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
Get away? No one does it better. Back to more of the Fox World Travel Show on WTMJ.
I like this. I don't know if you've ever played this on this show.
I don't
Got to
think
get
so.
out of this place. It's going to be 25 degrees today. Let's go somewhere.
Okay, who is singing this song?
Isn't it Beatles?
The Animals.
The Animals, but this is from the 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to get out of this place
Okay.
if it's the last thing I ever do. I like it. So if we text FWT to 855-616-1620, we get the registration link for the big event coming up January 21st in Oshkosh.
That's right. And
with
you can
Viking
also
Cruises.
find it by going to foxworldtravel.com and then going to the vacation page and then going to the Stay Connected page. And there you will find travel events. And when you go to travel events, it will show you that. It will also give you a couple of recordings of virtual travel shows. One is the Romantic Rhine, and one is all of our group vacations that we were offering for 25. Ooh, we got to get that off of there. So, yeah, that's where you go to find it. But the easiest way, exactly like you said, FWT to 855-616-1620 will just bring you to the link.
So we know as Wisconsin sports fans, we travel well. The Badgers go play somewhere, the Packers go play somewhere. We kind of take over the city that they're in, and we become louder than the home team a lot of times, right?
Sadly, we had no bowl to go to this year. That was very sad.
There is a big thing that's happening with FIFA these days.
Yeah.
Everybody seems to be going there or wanting to be part of soccer all of a sudden. Or
well,
should I say football?
You should say football, but we can call it soccer in the U.S. because everybody, I think, is aware of the fact, or is somewhat aware of the fact, that this is going to be in North America this year.
Yeah.
FIFA World Cup, which starts in June of 2026. Is in the United States. So the host cities are Arlington, Texas, Seattle, Philadelphia, Kansas City, Guadalajara, and Toronto.
Oh, okay.
So you may want to either think about going there for all the excitement or avoid those cities like the plague, whichever your choices are. But trends for 2026, and that's a big event happening in North America with the focus being on the U.S.
Okay. It's the 250th, right? So what is that doing to travel?
So I feel like people are going to where were you in 1976 when the 200th was going on?
Where was I?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was 5 years old. I don't remember where I was. Kindergarten, that's where I was.
I was graduating from college.
Okay.
And they made a huge deal about the bicentennial. It was a huge deal. This is going to be a pretty huge deal. You saw what happened on New Year's Eve with the ball, right?
Yeah.
They changed it. Some monument in Washington, D.C. has got the big 250 logo going on. So in your estimation, Dayton, it's a little bit like a quiz, what cities would be very prominent for the 250th birthday of the United States?
You would think Washington, D.C.
You would absolutely.
You would think maybe Philadelphia?
You're doing really well. What about Boston?
Boston,
Yeah.
like all those older East Coast cities.
And then probably New York City, right?
And New York, yeah.
Yeah, I think those are going to be the biggies. And again, we're talking about, would you want to make plans to go there? Sure. Or avoid it. Those
depending on who you are, what kind of adventure level you have. Do you like being around a lot of people? Do you have FOMO that you might miss out on something if you're not there?
Right. And it's sort of like, do you have something on your bucket list? Like somebody that I'm friends with has always wanted to be in either one of these two, Las Vegas or New York for New Year's Eve. Always wanted to do that. She celebrated in Las Vegas, and she's bound and determined, because people I've talked to, Mike Spalding, if you ever get a chance to talk to him, he did New York City for the ball drop.
Really?
He said never again.
Yeah.
He said never again.
Did he wear his Depends?
He definitely talked about that.
Yeah.
He definitely talked about that. So
because you're not leaving once you're there.
100%.
And if it's raining and cold, you're stuck.
And
what do you do?
You saw it was a Rose Bowl parade situation. Hadn't rained in 20-something years.
Yeah.
Those poor Glendale High School band members that were marching in the rain. I think by the time they were pretty close to the end of the parade, I think things were clearing up a little bit. But yeah, those are things to take into consideration.
So we've got FIFA, we've got the 250th. So big things that are going to be happening for 2026 that you want to consider when you're booking travel plans.
Right.
So make sure you check into that. And that's why using a travel advisor is always helpful, right?
Right, because they can mention those things. If you say, I promised my granddaughter I would take her to New York City, and she's got baseball until the 20th of July, and you might say, this is the year it's going to be very crowded. You are a perfect example, Dayton. You were in Italy while the Jubilee year was happening.
Yes, it was very busy.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
So we would warn you about that, and we would give you ways around certain things, and we would get you special entrances to special events, or
skipping lines was nice.
Exactly.
I'll tell you that. We got
Rather
in a
than
lot
I'll
of places.
buy my tickets when I get there. Yikes!
No.
Let's probably not do that.
That's why we got to see so much, because we had direct travel. We had line passes to get in past people. It was awesome, actually. Very nice. So, okay, we're going to take a break. When we come back, let's talk about AI and what that's going to do to travel and how we could use it to our benefit, or should we be aware of it? More of that coming up on the Fox World Travel Show on WTMJ.
Planning a getaway? Reserve a parking space that includes superior service and value. Exec Park is the only local family-owned valet parking serving travelers using Mitchell Field for over 42 years. Exec Park has an even greater deal for a limited time just for WTMJ fans. It's just $8.50 a day with cash payment when you mention WTMJ. To get terrific valet parking at this amazing rate, make your required parking reservation today. Call 414-747-1000 or visit execpark.com and tell them you're a fan of WTMJ.
Winter would be pretty bleak without my friends at Fleet Farm. They're my one-stop shop for everything ice fishing. My boots, bibs, augers, scoopers, rods, reels. I mean, Fleet Farm's got all the best ice fishing gear. Hook, line, and sinker. And duct tape, too, if you need it. You'll always need it. Take it from me, John Gillespie. Fleet Farm's got everything you need to gear up for a great year on the ice.
I'm Jim Token, representing the Auto Dealers Association of Metro Milwaukee. There are so many reasons to service your car or truck and buy your next vehicle at one of the 115 Adam member dealers. Adam dealers employ more than 6,500 people in southeastern Wisconsin, which supports thousands of local families. Adam also contributes to many local charities. For example, Adam recently completed their Change Your Oil, Change Lives promotion, benefiting Feeding America of Eastern Wisconsin. Over the past 15 years, they've raised over $953,000, which provided more than 3.8 million meals to people in southeastern Wisconsin, the majority being children and seniors. These are just a few reasons to service your car or truck and buy your next vehicle from an Adam member dealer instead of a national online company with no ties to our community. To find an Adam member dealer, visit adam.com. That's ADAMM.com.
Take your travel tips from the travel experts. Welcome back to the Fox World Travel Show with Rose Gray on WTMJ.
Sometimes Isaac plays things that make me go, huh?
You said we're talking AI.
Okay, so Roboto AI.
I got it. I got it.
See, maybe I'm just
Rose
slow on the
understands
uptake.
me.
Yeah.
I'm slow on the uptake. Okay, so let's talk about this. AI becoming prevalent in many things.
Right.
And if I start using it to try to book travel, what should I be leery of? Or is there a benefit to this?
Yeah, for sure. So, first of all, in addition to texting FWT to 855-616-1620, that's also a good way for you to get your text questions into us.
Sure.
And we've got a couple. And as soon as we talk about AI, we're going to answer some of these questions. But I would also love it if somebody, some listeners would text in and let us know about any AI experiences they've had, good or bad, when planning a trip. Have you ever used AI to plan a vacation? And if so, how was it, kind of a thing? Phone calls, of course, are more than welcome, but we'll take your texts as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So just like way back in the old days, Dayton, we at one point in time when the internet was first coming to be into its own, people were like, this is going to do the travel agency in. Mm-hmm. Nobody's ever going to use a travel agent again. And for a while, I was on a circuit where I went to every Kiwanis meeting and Rotary meeting and Lions Club meeting, and anybody that would hear me would say, oh my gosh, the internet is the worst way to book your trip. Well, of course, that's not really true, is it? We have embraced the internet as an industry and use it extensively for the things that we do. Just like when you first hear about AI, what is AI? Artificial intelligence. It's a frightening concept. And you think, oh my gosh, that's going to be the end of the travel agency as we know it because AI is going to take over. I disagree wholeheartedly because here's the thing. We at Fox World Travel saw that coming a long time ago and embraced it in such a way that we have our own chat bot. We have our own AI intelligence built into our system so any one of the 300 plus associates at Fox World Travel can use Colby. It's an adorable little fox whose name is Colby. Get the cheese concept there? Wisconsin-based company. Okay. And we can use AI ourselves, and we do. But when you think about using AI to plan a trip, how do you feel about that? What are you plugging in? So some of the limitations I think that AI has proven to us in the past are things like, is the information updated? What chatbot are you using? Are you using ChatGPT or are you using somebody else? And how updated is that information? Are those museum hours actually correct? Is that information about what days they're open actually is correct? Who's updating that information? We all know about algorithms. We know what's going on there. So our chatbot, our good friend Colby, is travel centric. So
Sure.
we've asked it so many travel questions that it's a little bit more updated. Is it giving you realistic timing? Have you said, I want to go from this point to this point, and then I want to go to this point to this point, and this point to this point, and these are the things I hope to see. Are they taking into account weather? Are they taking into account drive time? Are they taking into account personal limitations? My husband got tired and we couldn't drive any longer, or we overslept, or those kinds of things. It doesn't give you the flexibility because it's building based on mileage, let's call it, right?
Sure. And
Okay.
a general consensus of this is what it is for everybody.
Right. So it's no accountability if something goes wrong, right? So if something goes wrong, who am I going to call at AI and say, you screwed up?
Hey,
You
AI.
gave me bad information. This didn't really work out. What about human sensibility? What about having a conversation with a human being where you're telling them, I dream of seeing the stars, and I dream of seeing this view. And now you are there on the foggiest day ever known to man, and now you don't get to see that view, kind of a thing. So I told Dayton this story before we opened up the AI conversation.
Yeah.
I have a situation where or an example, somebody asked during their trip planning for some dining recommendations. And one of the recommendations AI came back with was a soup kitchen for homeless people because it had gotten a good review.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's well, and that we got a text that kind of relates to that. My observation is that the number of one cause of AI returning incorrect info about anything, including travel, is it gets it unduly influenced by erroneous social media postings somewhere, thereby spreading incorrect, misleading facts. Because what AI does is it scours the internet, right?
Correct.
And then it tries to compile everything it finds into a logical explanation or dissertation on what you're asking it.
Exactly. And so this texter says, beware.
Yeah.
And so
Beware.
I will never say don't use AI. What I will say is use it as a source, use it as a tool. Talk to a professional. Talk to somebody that's been there. Talk to somebody that does this for a living. Somebody that's going to be accountable if they give you erroneous information, that kind of a thing.
Unfortunately, the more things that roll out on the internet that are fake because people are creating them with AI, it's going to create more distrust with what you're seeing online. And I think this could actually drive us back to person interaction, because I'm not going to believe what I'm seeing unless I'm talking to you and hearing it from your mouth and not seeing it online, because I can't believe half the stuff I see online anymore.
Exactly. So keep those coming. We're getting more and more in. I love reading them. Dayton can read through them as Elizabeth reads the news, and we'll come up with a few more. And when we come back, we can talk about how Rose stays healthy when she travels.
Yeah, another question that came up on the text line, 855-616-1620, the Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line. We'd love to hear from you on the Fox World Travel Show. Now we go over to the Breaking News Center with Elizabeth Linton. Good morning.
Good morning, Dayton. The United States has hit Venezuela with a large-scale strike and says its president has been captured and flown out of the country. The extraordinary nighttime operation announced by President Trump comes after months of intense pressure on Nicolas Maduro's government. The legal authority for the strike and whether Trump consulted Congress beforehand was not immediately clear. The American military action that plucked the nation's sitting leader from office echoed the U.S. invasion of Panama. Multiple explosions rang out and low-flying aircraft swept through the Venezuelan capital early Saturday morning. Maduro's government called it an imperialist attack. We will be rolling on a presidential address to address the attacks at 10 a.m. right here on WTMJ. No one was hurt after a drunk driver parks his car on the highway in Columbia County. A sheriff's deputy found the car in the center lane of I-94 westbound near the town of Decorah just before 4 a.m. on New Year's Day. The driver was passed out, but the car was on with its hazard lights on. The deputy was able to wake up the 20-year-old man from DeForest before arresting him for his first OWI. A former Green Bay Packers player has died unexpectedly. James Michael Flanagan Jr. passed away the day after Christmas in Iron River, Michigan. Flanagan was drafted by the Packers and played 3.5 seasons with Green Bay before finishing his career in New Orleans. After football, he became a longtime Door County business owner, operating Whispering Sands Resort in Sturgeon Bay with his family. Funeral services will be held at a later date. We are taking a look at your roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. At the moment, it is completely clear out there as far as I'm seeing. No major incidents, no major delays.
Traffic is sponsored by Rejuvenix Arthritis Pain Clinics. Go to rejuvenix.com for an appointment.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenix.com to request your appointment.
Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Today, mostly cloudy with a few scattered flurries, high of 27. Overnight tonight, becoming mostly clear, low of 14. Tomorrow, increasing clouds, high of 30. Monday, partly cloudy and milder, high of 38. Tuesday, mostly cloudy and mild, high of 42. Wednesday, mostly cloudy, sort of the same deal, high of 43 right now. In Madison, it's 17. In Waukesha, it's 17. And in Milwaukee, it is 18 degrees. I'm Elizabeth Linton in Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 9:32.
Wisconsin's Morning News is here for you every weekday morning starting at 6 a.m. Vince Petrano.
A change to how the Postal Service postmarks mail could impact your bills, ballots, tax returns this year.
Eric Billstad.
President Trump is confirming the U.S. has struck a target inside Venezuelan territory.
And traffic with Debbie Lozica.
Partially covered roadways all over the place. About 5 accidents that we've got to deal with.
The news you need to know. Wisconsin's Morning News on WTMJ.
For 31 years, WTMJ homeowners have trusted Siding Unlimited to transform their homes into dream homes. From windows and doors to siding, roofing, and decks, our team delivers craftsmanship that lasts. Because we're not just remodeling homes, we're building relationships. Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited. We started right here in Milwaukee, and after 3 decades, we're still guided by the same family values that help us deliver quality, honesty, and local pride. Whether you're ready for a full exteriors facelift or just replacing a couple windows and a door, trust the team that's been serving Wisconsin families for generations. For siding, roofing, windows, and doors, let Milwaukee's National Contractor of the Year, Siding Unlimited, give you a free estimate and start the process today. Call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com. That's sidingunlimited.com.
We see you out there being an original, which is why you shop at Blaine's Farm and Fleet, because you know we have everything you want and need at prices that give you the most for your money. Now that we're past the holidays, it's time to gift yourself 2 packs of queen-size pillows, just $9.99. Shop Blaine's Farm and Fleet automotive or power sport batteries, and Blaine's brand cat litter pails, $14.99. Rewards members save an extra $1. Find the value you need to do things your way. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Plan a perfect vacation, no matter your budget. This is the Fox World Travel Show with Rose Gray on WTMJ.
Dayton Kane with Rose Gray, 9:34 on the first Saturday of 2026. We appreciate you listening in, talking about AI and how that could affect the future, or current, I guess, not future, present of travel, because it's already happening. 855-616-1620. Rose said, hey, If you've used this before, let us know your thoughts. Good, bad, what happened? We heard somebody say, I wouldn't trust it. Another person says, Google Flights has definitely improved with the addition of AI for finding flights and comparing prices. I love using Google Flights because you can view multiple departure airports and multiple arrival airports all at once.
And I'm going to put a little caveat onto that. That's fabulous. That's an amazing source. I still would go directly to the airline to book my flight. If I found what I needed from Google Flights, I am going to go to the airline.
Definitely not click on whatever link sitting right there.
Exactly.
Another one says, acquaintance of ours did his entire trip with AI. They couldn't complete a mountain climb because there was a permit missed. Well, that's not good.
Oh, boy.
We used to plan extra excursions to Alaska, but we had Jordan to check in to see if we weren't sure.
So Jordan was their travel advisor at Fox.
Oh, gotcha. Probably.
Getting a chance to go through our Alaska picks. Highly recommend Fox and taking young adults. A once-in-a-lifetime for our kids, Nicole and Haley. Oh, Connie, fabulous. And Connie is kind of a DIYer. She would be the kind of person that would do the research, but she would definitely check with the travel advisor to make sure her information was accurate.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I would definitely do that. Okay, so 855-616-1620. When you text FWT to that number, you're going to get a link to register for the big happenings in Oshkosh on January 21st. It is the Viking Cruise Show.
Right, 1
Live
to 3.
show.
Yep.
Is it a show or is it a showcase?
It's a show. I mean, we're going to have a presentation.
Gotcha.
We're going to have a presentation. We're going to talk about all things Viking, so that many of you are aware of the Viking river cruises because they have just inundated you with marketing materials for years and years. But within the recent times, they have now built small ocean-going vessels that are under 1,000 people, and people are just raving about them. So no casinos, no kids, just a curated cultural experience.
Okay, so text FWT and you'll get that link. Let's go through some text here. It says, hi, Rose. With all the traveling you do, how do you avoid getting sick often? Is there a secret to it?
Well, we talked about this off the air a little bit because I wanted to get Dayton's take on some of the things I'm about to say. First of all, I must have an amazing immune system. And then he pointed out to me, you've been on all 7 continents, so you've probably been exposed to more.
Pretty much everything at this point.
I'm just very lucky. But you're going to get tired of me saying this, but hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Everybody is afraid to continually drink water because where's the next bathroom? That's the American, especially Americans over 50, number one question. When are we stopping for a bathroom break? Yeah. Because they're not going to pound the water if they don't know that there's a bathroom coming up. But that is a huge part of my MO when I'm traveling. I absolutely do that. Also, hand hygiene. I am sure that you sit next to me and look at me and go, this lady's nuts. But I've got antibacterial wet wipes, and I absolutely wipe everything down on the plane more than once. I wash my hands when I use the restroom, and then I again rewash them after I sit down. I'm just super cognizant of the fact that I'm touching railings and I'm touching artifacts or things that other people, usually you're not touching artifacts, but I'm touching things that other people have touched. And so I wash and sanitize my hands often. I also have a very bad habit that I had to break, which is touching my face when I speak, and I'm just a face toucher. And so I had to stop that bad habit because now I'm bringing things to me. I'm also not afraid to wear a mask if I'm in a situation where there is a lot of coughing going on around me on a plane or something of that nature. I am not afraid to do that. I try very hard to avoid jet lag. Many of you have heard me say on this program many times, I don't sleep on airplanes. I just plain don't sleep on airplanes, right. But I just try to keep on going if I can. If you can sleep on an airplane, take absolute advantage of that, because jet lag, it will bring your immune system down, right? That makes perfect sense. So it's the hand hygiene and the hydration.
You even do it when you come in the studio on Saturday.
Yeah.
Wipe everything down. Good to go.
Who touched this keyboard?
We were at church the other day, and they said, oh, people in front of us were coughing and sneezing, and then he goes, turn to your neighbor and talk to him. We're like, elbow bump. And they held their hands out. We're like, no, I don't think we're going to do that.
No.
So good stuff. I like to hear that. Thanks for the question. Another one came in at 855-616-1620. We're interested in traveling to Italy. Now we realize most likely we can't see everywhere. What regions do you recommend to avoid some of the big crowds that we hear about? Land trips versus cruises, what time of year, all that good stuff.
Well, the crowds, I don't know how you're going to avoid if you want to see things like Rome
the Vatican,
and Venice and Florence and Cinque Terre. But there are areas. On your trip, you went to Pompeii.
Yes, which was awesome, by the way. It was one of my favorite parts.
How many? There were people there.
Yeah, there was people everywhere we went.
There. So I'm not really sure how you could do that. One fun thing to do. So I did send this texter a link to our Best of Italy group.
Yep.
Because even though this person may not want to do that, I feel like that itinerary, which is the itinerary Dayton was on, gives you the best sampling of Italy without absolutely overwhelming you. Because look how long geographically this country is. So how do you go all the way up to Milan and all the way down to the toe of the boot and make it work? How do you do that? Well, you can't. You don't. You miss too many things, right? So that middle chunk, which is Rome and Venice and Florence and all of that, kind of a triangle shape in the middle, that really is a good place to go. But for somebody who's looking to avoid crowds or constant movement or something like that, another good one is look on our website at the Whistler Knoll Tuscany trip. Whistler's Knoll has already put out their trip for 2027. That we're doing with them what we did with Steve Scafidi and then got so incredibly popular. We did it more than once because everybody wanted to do it. Settle yourself in a region and go out on day trips.
Yeah.
And the easiest or most conducive to that in Italy seems to be the Tuscany region. So we stay in Montecatini, but there are several little cities that you could stay in. And then you go out on day trips, whether you're taking a car yourself to do that, or there are tours that will do this. They'll go to take you to the Parma ham place. They'll take you to the Parmigiano Reggiano factory. They'll take you to vineyard upon vineyard upon vineyard. And all of that, every night you come back to that same area, which people just love. And then that also gives you the wherewithal to get to Florence, so that if you want to see Florence and the David, because everybody wants to see that, you have that opportunity. So
the texts keep flooding in, and we appreciate the participation. 855-616-1620. We'll get to more of them when we come back on the Fox World Travel Show.
My husband's an animal in bed.
Well, you know.
Not in the fun way. Think warthog. With a chainsaw.
Snoring and sleep apnea affect over 90 million people, and 1 out of 4 couples sleep in separate rooms. Advent can help. We've been Milwaukee's one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care under one roof. Advent's unique approach can help you breathe and sleep better, and many avoid a CPAP. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
Hey, the only animal you want in your bed is your dog.
Advent. Sleep better. Sleep together. Learn how you can improve your life at adventknows.com.
Before you go looking for an area rug that you'll have to settle for because you think that the one you really want will be out of your budget, come to Design Exchange, where you'll find a formidable selection of Oriental, Persian, and other wool area rug choices at 25 to 70% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
If you're trying to find really good, high-end, distinctive furniture, the kind they just don't make anymore, then come to Design Exchange. But you better get here quickly, because the best furniture we take in on consignment doesn't usually last long. It may be vintage, it may have once been out of your range, but now you'll find it's priced right. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value.
Design Exchange.
Shop smarter with Higher Love Cannabis Company in Menominee, Michigan, just a few seconds across the Wisconsin border. Award-winning, organically grown, quality products you can trust. Don't settle for knockoffs in Wisconsin. Get the real deal at findhigherlove.com/CBD.
Day after day, year after year, the heavy lifting, the repetitive motion, and now your body feels it. Your back, your knees, your quality of life.
At Access Legal, we stand up for people worn down by work.
Workers' comp is our sole focus, and our team has recovered more than $35 million for Wisconsin workers. From sudden accidents to pain that builds over years of hard work, we're dedicated to fighting for the benefits you're entitled to. If you've been worn down by work, contact Access Legal for a risk-free consultation.
Search AXIS Legal today.
Everyone needs a plumber in their contacts list, and I've got yours, Vince Vitrano here. It's Horner Plumbing. We had a big job on the Vitrano home, needed to move the water hookups for the washer-dryer and refrigerator, and we turned to the trusted experts for more than 50 years in Southeast Wisconsin, Horner Plumbing. CJ and Kaylee, they did a great job at the house. All the follow-up with Horner was amazing, great work, and outstanding customer service. Get started now at Horner Plumbing. That's HornerPlumbing.com.
Gotta get away? No one does it better. Back to more of the Fox World Travel Show with Rose Gray on WTMJ.
9:46. Thank you for joining us. Could be cloudy with a high of 25 today. Dayton Kane and Rose Gray going through your questions at 855-616-1620. That's a Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line. We are traveling to Puerto Rico in February. Do you recommend renting a car? What are some must-see things?
First of all, I'm pleased to say that Puerto Rico is really having a resurgence as of late. Something that, people used to say all the time, well, we want an all-inclusive in Puerto Rico. Well, that's a problem. That's not quite as big of a problem as it is when people say, I want to get an all-inclusive in Hawaii, because there aren't any there because it's part of the U.S. Puerto Rico, of course, is a territory of the United States. There are a couple of kind of all-inclusives that are not the all-inclusives we're used to. Unlimited drinks, unlimited water sports, unlimited. Oftentimes they're 3-meal-a-day type situations. Mm-hmm. But more and more people we are finding are really not that concerned about that all-inclusive concept. I talked to a couple of young people between the holidays, 2 couples that have kids, and they're going there for spring break. And it was very much driven by 2 things. The beautiful beaches with opportunities to do things like kayaking and snorkeling and things like that from that beach area. Okay. And also the gentlemen are big golfers. And so there are some beautiful, beautiful golf resorts there. So, of course, the rum history of Puerto Rico is huge. Who wouldn't want to go see the Bacardi distillery and have a little rum lesson? That sounds like a fun thing for me to do, for us to do. Old San Juan is a very popular thing to do. And we talk typically about that when people are doing a cruise, because they're leaving from San Juan and they want to either use it as an excursion or they're staying a night or 2 before. So Old San Juan with its forts and its colonial architecture and all of that kind of thing, very, very interesting. Ponce, which is an area that's got museums and Art Deco and things like that. The question about renting a car, I would have no problem renting a car in Puerto Rico. It's a U.S. territory. Your U.S. driver's license is perfectly acceptable. And it's just a beautiful place that is gaining popularity. They've got zip lining and they've got snorkeling and they've got beaches and you can book food tours. And then there are also little island trips that you can take. Remember when you used to take the catamaran when you would go to places like Cancun and things like that? They've got some opportunities for you to do that, or you can get on a smaller aircraft and get over there that way as well.
Okay, good question. Another one says they're going to Hualtuco, Mexico through Fox World Travel through the Rockford Airport, which we've been talking about a little bit more lately. Is there a hotel very close to that airport, which want to stay at Plane Leaves at 6 a.m.? Plane Leaves. It says Plane Leaves. It must have been talk to text. Plane Leaves at 6 a.m.
So there are a number of them there. One is a Holiday Inn. There's a Fairfield Inn. There's a Hilton Garden Inn, all of which have shuttle service. That they got smart, of course, and realized that we got to accommodate these early morning international flights. But I would tell anybody who's made that booking, and this texter did let us know that they made their booking through Fox World Travel, you should ask your Fox World Travel advisor about that, because oftentimes Fox World Travel has negotiated rates at some of these hotels. And we also have a company that we use that works exclusively through travel agencies that has done discounting and negotiating deals there as well.
Okay.
So
Great
definitely ask your travel advisor.
One segment left, 855-616-1620, the Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line. You can always see all of this information, foxworldtravel.com. Thanks for listening to The Fix-It Show.
We get it. You're on the go, and life gets in the way. Stay up to date on all things WTMJ with podcasts of every show. Available on WTMJ.com. And don't forget you can stream WTMJ online and watch your favorite WTMJ shows on YouTube. Every show, when you want it, no matter where you are. We are Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio 620 WTMJ.
Who doesn't need a seasonal wardrobe update? But who has the cash to always keep their wardrobe updated? Ladies, that's why you shop St. Vincent de Paul. Our women's clothing is always a highlight of our stores, and thrift store prices keep the costs low. It allows you to experiment and also find a hidden gem. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
No matter how many people are in your family, buying new jackets for the cold weather months can be expensive. But when you shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, prices on cold weather jackets will give you a sigh of relief, because thrift store prices mean great deals. And right now we have a great selection. Find great deals on cold weather jackets for the family at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Here's a dose of reality. Driving under the influence of prescription painkillers is just as illegal and just as deadly as driving drunk. In fact, there are nearly 2,000 drug-related crashes every year in Wisconsin. Help prevent drug driving, and let's achieve zero preventable deaths on Wisconsin roadways. Driving on pills kills. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Departments of Health Services, Transportation, and Justice.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Before you pack your suitcase, hear from the experts. Here's more of the Fox World Travel Show with Rose Gray on WTMJ.
We come to the point of the show where we make corrections. Mine would be, I just said the Fix-It Show going into the commercial break. This is the Fox World Travel Show.
Yes. And I had a faux pas. I said the Greendale Marching Band, and it's the Greenfield Marching Band. And after Vinny talked about it extensively for all the days leading up to them marching in the parade, I cannot believe I misspoke. And I apologize.
We are human.
We are human.
We do make mistakes. Not often. Not very often, Rose, but once in a while.
And I like, there's always a disclaimer at the beginning and the ending of the show
that true.
TMJ can't be held responsible. So if you're going to be mad at somebody, be mad at me.
So when we text FWT to 855-616-1620, we want to do it in all caps so it doesn't get auto-corrected to get, because you won't get a link if you text get.
Right.
But if we get the link, what are we getting?
So you're getting a registration link for the Viking Cruise Travel Show, which is in Oshkosh on the 21st of January. And it is at the Fabulous Waters at 1393 Washington Avenue in Oshkosh. And in if you scroll down, and you don't fill out the form, but you just want to see what the waters looks like, there is a picture of it, and there's a link to it, and where it'll give you a map and how to get there. But we have had meetings there. And again, people are like, Rose, why in the world would you be doing something in Oshkosh? People, that's where Fox World Travel headquarters are. But in addition to that, it is a beautiful, beautiful venue. It makes you feel very special when you have an event at the waters. And so this event is somebody just texted, it was Greendale, not Greenfield. Oh boy, who was it? Was it Greendale or Greenfield? Tell me, who was actually in the parade? Anyway, Glendale, Greenfield, I don't know. Anyway, it was Greendale Marching Band, not Greenfield. It was Greendale. Okay, now the texts are flying in. I corrected myself, and I inaccurately corrected myself.
My goodness, obviously I didn't watch the parade, so I don't even know. I haven't been.
I don't know.
It does say Greendale.
Don't you listen to Vinny?
According to AI, which we talked about, I just searched it. Greendale.
Vinny told us exactly when they were actually going to be on, and it was spot on.
Really?
So, yes, I was very excited to watch them because they had marched in the Macy's Thanksgiving parade at one point when his kids were in it. So. Anyway.
Boy, the Waters is like
Greendale
fancy
for
schmancy.
sure. Yes, the Waters is fancy schmancy. So you are going to feel very, very loved when you visit us at the show. But as Dayton mentioned, we really do hope that if you are registering, you are planning on driving. Now, certainly if you are unable to attend because of a weather event, we're completely going to understand that and all of that. We know when we do things in January in Wisconsin, anything's possible. But
right.
I'm going to be there, and a number of our travel advisors are going to be there, and most importantly, our good friend Rebecca is going to be there because she is all things Viking, and she can give us firsthand knowledge and answer any of our questions about Viking. And what's the difference between a Viking river cruise and a Viking ocean cruise, and where do they go in this world? They now go to all 7 continents.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Very cool.
Yep.
So before the show, you and David Nason from the Fix It Show were discussing spring training.
We were.
Is it too late to book a trip down that way to see spring training, or are we still good?
No, we're still good. So spring training is long, right? Pitchers and catchers show up about the 3rd week of February, and then it starts a little bit. So the schedule's out and all of that kind of thing. His concern was, do we need to buy tickets in advance? And now he is more about having the flexibility. When I go to spring training, I specifically look at the dates because I want to see what games I'm going to be going to and figure out where golf fits in between the games I'm going to. But I also did mention to David Nason that there are so many other places to watch the Brewers play. I truly enjoy going to other stadiums in the Cactus League. And so, although I won't drive all the way down to Tucson, I certainly would drive to someplace that's 30 minutes to an hour away to see them play the Kansas City Royals or to see them play Talking Stick is one of my favorite places. And the Diamondbacks and the Rockies share that particular venue. So you can see them a couple of times. So lots of fun things like that.
Somebody did text in, can you do the Vikings gathering via Zoom? Is that going to be an option, or will it be then broadcast after the fact? Or
you know what? We have not been doing live from the events, but I will take this back to the marketing team and find out if there's any way. It would probably be a Facebook Live if we did it. We'll find out. It's an excellent question.
Great question. And thanks for all the questions. Very busy today. We appreciate that. Show's always better when we got everybody chiming in and giving us information. So we'll do it again next week, right?
I will be here. I'm not going anywhere until the Scafidi trip on the 1st of February. So you're stuck with me for a while.
Sounds good. We do it every Saturday, 9 to 10 a.m., the Fox World Travel Show. So we'll see you next week. Coming up next, it's Joe Kraus and the crew from Annex Wealth Management with Money Talk. Have a great week.
The preceding program, the Fox World Travel Show, is paid for in full by Fox World Travel. The advice and opinions expressed during the Fox World Travel Show are solely that of the hosts and guests of Fox World Travel and not WTMJ or Good Karma Brands.
She's been putting off knee surgery for years, and she had a trip coming up to Ireland. And she knew she was going to be walking a lot more than she had become accustomed to. So she finally took a chance and called for an appointment. And you know, it ended up helping her. She was able to do the walking and sightseeing pain-free. It led to an enjoyable trip. And I think we're going to be able to help her live a better life going forward. One that won't let pain stand